Good afternoon, everyone. It's Andrew Emmett from Visa Solutions here. I hope everyone's well. Hope you can all hear me. Welcome to the fortnightly webinar. This week, I'm going to give a brief overview of the most recent changes to immigration legislation and some proposed changes to immigration legislation that will be taking place in the not too distant future. Just bear with me. Okay, for those that haven't met me previously, I'm the Director of Immigration Services here at Visa Solutions. I'm a senior practitioner within the Australian immigration industry. I've got over 19 years of experience as a registered migration agent. Visa Solutions is a full-service immigration provider. We specialise in innovative immigration solutions for clients in a broad range of situations, particularly for employers, employees, individuals seeking skilled migration, parents, partners, business owners, entertainers, project developers, and so on. We're committed to providing each client with the highest standard of service at an appropriate price. Okay, as I say, I'm going to provide a brief overview of forthcoming and proposed changes to legislation that are going to affect a number of different visa categories. If you've got any questions, please send them through on the chat box and I'll see if I can cover them. I've got one of my colleagues monitoring the chat box, so she will feed the queries to me. Okay, so kicking off with the changes. The first one is a proposed change for potential parent applicants. This is quite a big change. As we stand at the moment, parent applicants face either an enormous processing time of some 30 plus years, relatively low cost, or very, very high costs for one of the contributory parent visas. Just to give you an example, we're talking about over $100,000 for two adults to apply for parent migration. The proposal, and this is likely to come into effect in July next year, July 2017, is that there will be a new temporary resident visa for parents, which will be valid for up to 5 years and can then be renewed. There's no indication yet about what the fees will be, but the Department of Immigration is saying that the new visa will be affordable. Now, as I say, we don't really know what that means yet. The Department of Immigration hasn't announced the new costs. This whole program is at proposal stage. The phone is going berserk. I'm just going to pause while that's all covered. Just hang on. Okay. The main requirements of the proposed visa is that the applicant must be supported by a child in Australia, but it doesn't appear that there will be any need for the applicants to meet the balance of family test. Now, that is likely to mean that parents of a child in Australia who have got several children overseas may still be able to apply, and that's a big departure from the current situation. That will help a lot of applicants. Now, having said that, applicants holding this visa, if it comes into effect, will not be eligible for Medicare. They won't be eligible for any form of welfare benefits. They will need to have private health insurance. And as yet, there is no indication about work rights. Parents using the current parent visa applications will have the right, or do have the right, to work. Under the new proposal, it's not clear whether that will be the case or not. I personally suspect that probably will not be the case, as it would otherwise appear to undermine the existing visa options. But that's yet to be finalised. Okay, so lots of changes coming for, or proposed changes coming for parent migration from midway through next year. As that is sort of clarified, the situation is made more concrete, I'll put information out in our newsletter and you'll be able to catch up on that. There's some major changes coming in next month on the 19th of November for the temporary activity visa framework. At the moment, there are a number of different temporary resident visas that allow specialist short-term work, so classes 401, 402, 416, 420, 488. Those are all going to cease, and on the 19th of November, there will be a new framework with only four temporary work stay visas. The existing Surplus 400, the specialist work visa. Just hang on, I'm just getting a query coming through. Okay, I've got a comment from TREASSRV saying you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? I'll try speaking up a little bit. Just send me another message if you can hear me. Okay, so there are a number of visas that will be removed, and the visa group will be compressed into four visas. The Surplus 400, being the temporary work short stay specialist visa, that allows up to 3 months stay. That will be expanded to include competitors and teams for sporting events. There's going to be the 403 temporary work international relations visa, which will include the seasonal worker program. There is the 407 training visa. That's replacing the current occupational training program. That's going to be a 24-month visa in a particular training position. And the 408 temporary activity visa, that's going to be a work-focused visa, including significant events like the Commonwealth Games, for instance. Each of those visas will have its own sponsorship or nomination requirements. It is going to be a relevant visa for potential employers or sponsors wanting to bring people in on short-term visas. So if you've got any queries on that one, do let me know. This one's going to be of interest to our corporate clients. There are some changes coming in on 19th of November also regarding the 457 visa. The 457 is the basic work permit that's used to bring someone in for up to 4 years. The main change there is that if a visa holder, an employee, ceases to work with your company, they have, at the moment, 90 days to leave Australia. It used to be 28 days. It was changed a couple of years back to 90 days. That's going to be changed again, and it's going to be reduced to 60 days. So following the resignation or redundancy or other cessation of work, the applicant will have only 60 days to leave Australia. The Department of Immigration have confirmed that cancellation of the visa will not be considered if a new nomination has been lodged in that 60-day period. But that only applies to 457 visas granted after 19th of November. Anyone who already holds their visa, the existing rules will still apply. Okay? And we've got a number of changes in the working holiday visa program and the work and holiday visa program. They're two slightly different visa categories, but really grouped together. First of all, there are some tax changes coming in. The government had proposed that working holiday makers would pay 32.5% on all earnings. That's now going to be 19% on earnings up to 37,000, and then the normal marginal rate on all earnings above that. So that's an improvement for the visa holder. There are more flexible arrangements for an employer who has premises in different regions. At the moment, a visa holder can work for 6 months with any one employer. And even if that employer had different premises in a different region, they couldn't carry on working with the same organisation. That's going to change so that you can do 6 months' work for one employer in one region, and then change to new premises and do another 6 months with the same organisation. The Department of Immigration has noted that the age eligibility will increase in some cases up to 35 rather than current 31. And Luxembourg and San Marino will be able to access the work and holiday visa program. There's only going to be 100 places for each country per year, but we're not expecting a huge rush of visa applicants from San Marino particularly. It's only got a population of 31,000 people, so if 100 of them come to Australia on work and holiday visas, that's already a fairly significant proportion of the population. For those applicants who are here on their first working holiday visa and they're looking to do their seasonal work so they can get the second working holiday visa for another year, especially here in Western Australia, there's the addition of a couple of extra postcodes for the regions that count as seasonal work towards that second working holiday visa. Those additional postcodes are out in the Perth Hills. 6076 is Pickering Brook, and 6111 is Ashenden, Camillo, Canning Mills, Champion Lakes, Carragullen, Kelmscott, Leslie and Roleystone. So they're going to be added to the eligible areas for the seasonal work, so you can get that second working holiday visa. Norfolk Island is also going to be added. So a little bit of expansion there in terms of the working holiday visas. So that's really the overview of the main changes that are coming. We'll keep you up to date with those. We'll put that information in the newsletters as we send them out. If you've got any queries, get in touch with us. If there's something specific you need to know, we can help you with the preparation, with the lodgement and with the processing of any visa application. We understand the difficulty of living away from home. We can help reduce the overall processing times for applications. We can make sure you don't get it wrong. It's often expensive to get it wrong, and you may not be eligible to reapply. We'll work with you on a one-on-one basis to make sure you get the best possible outcome at the best price. We're on your side. We'll help you deal with the Department of Immigration. So contact us today. We'll sort your matter out as best we can and hopefully change lives. Okay, have a good week, everyone. See you in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye now.